Hi Natalie, thank you for doing this question. It was on the TYU one from chapter 4, and it was regarding. Let me just take you to the question itself. You might have to do a quick read over. It was regarding this Wimble and Co. and who were accepting this new client, and the first question was very much about the conflict of interest here because you were also your firm audited Barker, and you were taking them on and they were competitors, so you needed to really put, like you say, some safeguards in place and really understand what was going on. I mean, what I want to do very quickly is just kind of only add, this is a good answer, you've answered all the issues here, and of course you can accept appointment. I think, well, that's the thing, and of course you can act on behalf of both companies, and provided there are safeguards in place. So what you've said here is your classic scenario, and what you would definitely do: separate teams, separate engagement partners, definitely, because you have two competitors. In order to not just to be independent, but to be seen to be independent, you've already highlighted this question of having an independent review partner. Probably the only other things I can add, which, like you say, but this is a very good answer anyway, is to inform. It's really important, I guess, as you can imagine, to inform both parties, so Barker and Murray, that listen, we have both of you on as clients, and we are doing all we can to make sure we will do all we can to make sure that we ensure that we keep the information as confidential as possible, so that later on they don't come along and start saying, listen, we've heard that some news is broken out somewhere and we believe it's happened, the source is you, or something along those lines. I think it's also important to get the actual teams signing confidentiality agreements, that they won't disclose, if you like, what they're doing on their individual audits or any trade secrets or anything along those lines. So I think that's kind of and I guess in this day of IT, you could also highlight and just talk about some other security matters that you would put in place. But then I think finally, maybe for real stellar marks, you could reference some very popular big cases in the past. I think I mentioned talking about Ernst & Young doing some work with Pepsi and Coca-Cola, and how EY had to drop one of them. If you don't remember which one it is, I think it's important to just highlight. And that's really, like I say, depending, of course, all of this. The thing with all of this, is never enough time. You could be writing forever. I think it's just enough making sure you're doing enough to within. You're looking at the scope. So if it's only a 4-mark question, so well, you think, okay, listen, I've done everything I need to do. If it's a bigger one, why not extend it and give a reference to a real scenario? Cool, great stuff. That was A. B, all your answers are very good. What I need you to do, and I just wanted to highlight this over and over again. Thankfully, it's an exam that's written on a computer. You want to use tables, so important. You always want to use tables, and this is good. What you've done here is you want to highlight, which is what you've done. You highlight the risk itself, and then you discuss it. You highlight the risk itself, and then you discuss it. And all the risks that you highlight are correct. I think they only wanted a certain number, which you have. You're literally, and of course you're looking for variety as well. I think here, what you can do here, you talk about familiarity. You want to almost separate this out as a threat, because you can see you're literally marked on what imagine an examiner picking up on the actual threats first and giving you maybe half marks, and then giving you a half mark as well for your explanation. So the better you're able to clearly separate out the actual threat, you're getting the marks. It is almost a textbook exam in terms of following the rules of of answering the question, really. So highlight the actual threat itself, and then discuss it, and then make your whatever your recommendation as to how you would deal with it. And again, like I say, all of these are very good answers. There's absolutely nothing there that I would consider not all of them very good, very clear, but it's all about the layout, and if you do that, I think you're fine. I would review what you. I mean, the back of the book gives you a lot of the answers, a lot more, a few more. So I would review the answers at the back of the book as well. But it's critical to always have it in a tabular format. Cool, great stuff. So yeah, this was a good, very strong pass merit, so to speak, if you think of it that way. But we're not yet at the place where I'll start giving marks. But good answer.